thanks for joining me again. Today we're going to be tackling the installation of the 4x4 sPOD vehicle electrical distribution system and associated LCD touchscreen control panel that will be inside the vehicle. So I don't know, it could be a little challenging. I don't do a whole lot of electrical work with vehicles, but we'll take a look at it. They got some very detailed instructions and we'll see what we can do. Let's get started. Like most people adding an sPOD to their FJ Cruiser, I decided to mount mine to the top of the fuse box. Plenty of clearance and right next to the battery, with a straight shot to the driver's compartment through the firewall. sPOD includes a handy little template to help you drill the holes for mounting the Bantam X module, and that's pretty straightforward. Just tape it in place and drill. Simples. The cover for the module is easy to take off and quickly put on with a knurled locking nut that doesn't come off so you can't lose it. Just pop the fuse box cover back into place and presto. There are a couple of places where you can go through the firewall, but this one just seemed to make the most sense. I use a small box cutter to cut through the boot. It doesn't have to be a big cut at all, just enough to get that Cat 6 cable to get through there. sPOD ships a cable out with a protective cover on each end, which I thought was a nice touch. Not the easiest thing to see up in there, but there it is. We'll run that right up. It only takes one small hole for the mounting bolt to go through, and a rectangular hole for the Cat 6 cable input to fit through. A box cutter could probably have got the job done, but if you happen to have a Dremel with a plastic cutting tool, then hey, why not? After running the cable through, it was time to mount the touchscreen to the dash side mount panel. Perfect place for it in an FJ, as that panel isn't really doing anything, easy to pop off, and most of the back is available for your cable and mounting hardware. Once the panel is popped back into place, it's time to run the wires from the Bantam X module of the battery. You'll notice I'm being very careful handling the wires. When I first joined the Navy a long time ago, part of my job was to work on the avionics of the aircraft that I flew on, and I have been shocked more times than I care to remember, which probably explains a lot. And so I'm always extra careful when working on a hot system. There were at least 15 cautions, notes, warnings, and such telling you not to connect the negative lead of the sPOD to the negative battery terminal, but rather to the chassis ground. Luckily, there was one right there. I finished up by tidying up the excess cable length with some zippy ties. I think you can order the kit with different lengths of cables, and I have way too much left over, but I don't foresee this being a problem. Okay, moment of truth. Let's see if this all works. Alright, so now what we got to do is going to have to go in and do a little bit of the programming. There's really not a whole lot for me to program at this point because I haven't started adding all the accessories on that are going to need this power distribution system. So first thing that's coming on is going to be the new bumper that's got some lights installed. That'll be the first one. Then we're going to put some floodlights across the top of the roof rack, maybe even some lights on the back, and then of course the refrigerator and a few other accessories. And this is going to make it much easier to hook everything up and distribute the power safely and be able to monitor all that from up here and of course control it. Well, that does it for this video. We've got the 4x4 sPOD with the LCD touchscreen fully installed and operational. And now it's going to, like I said, make it much easier to install accessories that are going to use that power distribution network and be able to control it from inside the vehicle. Very nice. Should make having to run wires to the control box much easier. Total install time was about maybe 2 hours and 20 minutes because I was having to fiddle around with the cameras and whatnot. Installation was pretty easy. I think the instructions could have been a little bit clearer, and I always go back and forth with this. The instructions that are included with the manual sometimes aren't as clear as what third parties will put out on the internet, and it was nice of some people to be able to point out ways to make the installation go a little smoother. That being said, it looks like a great product. I'm looking forward to being able to hook up these other accessories to it in the future, and yeah, we'll see what comes next. Next major install, I think, is going to be either the bumper or the rooftop tent. It's just going to be a race to see which gets here first. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you like it. And if you did, please subscribe, and then the link's in the bottom of where you can get this fine piece of gear. Thanks.